Hey guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. Welcome to the Hooks and Broomsticks Crochet Podcast, episode number 29. I'm almost positive it's 29. So, hi, how are you guys? It feels like it's been a forever since I did a podcast, and I think it may have only been at the most 2 weeks ago, which I had originally at the beginning of the year said I was going to do it every 2 weeks. And then I started doing it for a little while. I was doing it almost every week. And now that I haven't done it like every week, now that it's been a little extra time, it feels sorry, I got a message. Like, I'm doing this video at probably like 10 o'clock at night, 10 something at night, and I just got a text that said FedEx picked up a package. And my dogs are barking, so I'll be back in a moment because that means somebody's home and there shouldn't be. I'll be back. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm back. Apparently Damon came home from work early, didn't need me to pick him up, and didn't bother to tell me, so I got interrupted recording thinking that somebody was breaking into my house. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, it feels like, I don't know, like I miss talking to you guys, and I did like the last week, I didn't do enough videos to span even throughout the week, and like it just felt weird not getting you guys' comments, and because even the times that I don't answer back or have something to say, because like I kind of feel like if I have something to say, like maybe it's dumb or irrelevant, so I don't comment back. I love hearing from you guys, and I missed that, so hi. I don't even have like a ton. I have like 3 finished objects to show you guys, and I have 1 acquisition and some future plans, I suppose, and then just like some little life chit chat. So I guess we'll get into that. Acquisitions is not something I bought, so it's not like a store. I didn't go to like Michael's or Joann's this time. I really need to do that. We should go shopping. You guys want to go shopping? I need to take vacation soon. I'm getting way off topic already. I'm assuming if you've been with me for 28 other episodes, you know that I ramble. But I do need to take some vacation soon, so we should go shopping. I've been putting it off. I'll talk about personal stuff later, why I've been putting my vacations off. But my acquisitions, 1, plural, not plural, singular acquisition. My mother-in-law, David went, it was one of the days I had to work, and he went to go see his mom and dad. And my mother-in-law sent this container. It's just like a reused container. I don't know if the label's even going to show up, but she had written, there it is, just buttons for Heather. And he said she wants to know if you have any use for these. And let me show you, but inside, look at these, you guys. Look how beautiful these are. Like, I have a button collection that I had acquired from my grandma, but my grandma's buttons are like, my grandma was never like a crocheter or a knitter. She did some plastic canvas stuff, but unless you're doing like a specific project, I suppose you probably don't need buttons for most plastic canvas things. So her button collection was practical. So I have, if you have a long sleeve shirt that needs a button, if you have pants that, like work pants that need a button, if you have long johns, like my grandpa had long johns all the time for winter, I got you covered, because I have a very big tin of very practical buttons. But now I have these beautiful, a lot of these are wooden. Like, I'm just going to show you some, but like, look how pretty these buttons are. She gave me, they have like some with funky designs. I really like this one. Does that not scream like 70s flower child to you? Like, how gorgeous is that? I think that's my favorite, actually, that I've found so far. But yeah, a lot of them have like flowers on, like in the wooden ones like that. She gave me some that were shaped. So like here's a really pretty butterfly. I think I found like a hedgehog the other day when he brought these. Oh, here's one. This is a different colored one than the one I found. But can you see his little nose? He's getting blown out real bad. There he comes into view a little bit. There he is. So I have some of him. There's like these pretty, also kind of funky looking, they're plastic. I have some of these. And there's several different kinds. Like here's, oh, that's really pretty. And if the light shines through it enough so you can see, like the light does shine through it a little bit. So it's like almost looks like glass inside. Yeah, there's a bunch of different, here's a flower one. Just a bunch of different little pretty ones. And she had ordered them or something and they were too, I don't know, too big for her use that she had wanted them for. So she's like, will Heather use these? And yes, Heather will use these. I don't make very many projects that require buttons because I don't really, aside from my grandma's very practical ones. Oh my gosh, look at this one. I'll stop showing them after this, but look at this one. How pretty are these, you guys? So pretty. Anywho, oh, I'm gonna show you one more. Sorry, I keep finding like these really nifty ones. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. I love it so much. But yeah, so I don't usually have, besides like I said for my grandma's like practical ones, many decorative ones. So I'm going to find projects for these, but like this little container, like even if I'm trying to like use up craft stuff, this isn't going to take up much room and it's really pretty. So yes, Heather can definitely use these. So that's my acquisition. For finished objects, so I had decided to, like, I know there is, Dana from Wanderlust Crochet is doing like a hashtag scorched earth challenge. I didn't make a video for that because it's not per se that I'm gonna be like, all right, this chunk of yarn I'm gonna dedicate, like this corner of my craft room or whatever, I'm gonna dedicate to using up my yarn, but it is like an ongoing endeavor that I think I touched on it last video, that I just really need to use up more than I'm bringing in. I want to have like the new yarns to show you guys, and I'm sure I still will, but I also want to clear some space and use up things, which is why for my newer pattern I made sure that it worked well, in my opinion, with shawl in a ball, because I happen to have a lot of shawl in a ball or similar weight yarn to use up. So I thought that would be a good use, since I'll make, you know, multiples of those before I even do the videos to make sure that it's coming out right. And then I'll make different ones for the pictures and things like that. So it's a good use of the yarn for me. So next I'll have to figure out probably some bulky weight. But I still have plenty more lightweight yarn. I need to get rid of multiple weights of yarn so I can just stop talking about which ones, honestly. But anyway, it's not that I'm trying to set a goal by a certain date. I commend everybody that is doing that. I know that Sandy from Crochet A Canada is doing that. She accepted the challenge. I don't know that that's something that I would do, like that I would accomplish. And I don't necessarily have a date in mind. I just know that I want to start working through more than I bring in. So that's what tentatively my plans are, to work through more of this. So that being said, I decided to start with some of the newer, just because like when I have my things arranged, so my yarns arranged on shelves, and I've brought in newer yarn to show you guys, like say right over this way from you, which I know you can't see, but like say right here in ways in front of me on this table would be a stack of the Sunset Nights that I just did a video on. Which annoyingly, by the way, I found out I got all but one color when I thought I got all the colors. And yes, I could go to Joann's and get the last color, but because I found out, by the way, if you didn't know, Joann's has it now too. So you don't have to exclusively order it from Lion Brand like I did. You can get it at Joann's. But I'm not going to do that unless I have some exact project in mind. I did, however, use most of my sunset yarn on these two next items that I'm going to show you. I used 3 of them. I'll show you this one first. I used 3 of them because I thought these colors like kind of blended with each other well. Because if you've seen my video, or if you're familiar with Sunset Nights yarn, or if you've seen other videos, not necessarily mine, you'll have seen by now that they are a fade. They're a fading color. So I tried to take advantage of that and see which ones, since I had one of each, would fade into each other. Because I'm sort of on, if you didn't tell by my Shawlapalooza video, not that I'm ever not going to be like making blankets. I'm sure I'll have like 2 or 3 in the makes at any given moment. Excuse me. But I'm kind of on a shawl kick right now. So I feel like pretty much everyone in my life that will possibly want a shawl is about to get a shawl. While I'm trying to work through yarn, because I can't wear them all. But I made, and I'll put a picture in if I don't feel like I can hold these out well enough, but I made a, I'm calling it a sampler yarn, or a sampler shawl, I mean. You can see the sparkle in that too from the sequins. See that in the green? This is what I came up with the 3 different colors. This first one, let me see. So I have like just double crochet here. And this is chain 1. These are double crochets with chain 1s in between. I went back into double crochet, and then down here is the ribbing that I like to do on like everything, which is just like front and back post double crochet ribbing. And then, oh no, I got it caught on the end of my microphone. That could have been bad. Would have sent the microphone flying into you guys. So ribbing, then there's more double crochet here. And then these are like triple crochet chain 1s. There's double crochet, there's granny stitch down here, and then double crochet. And then that faded into a new color. I believe this one's Martha's Vineyard. This one is the, I wish I'd brought the ball bands in here, but I didn't. This is the green one, obviously. There's only one green one. Then we went down into more ribbing down here. Oh, I love how it catches, the light catches on the sequins. You can definitely see them. So more ribbing down here, and then double crochet, and then a couple rows of bean stitch, double crochet, and then I just did these couple rows with like yeah, I did these. These scallops, a couple rows, there's like 2 rows on each one. But, and that was with the black, the gray fading into black. Like the Martha's Vineyard was the blue fading into the white, and then the Bali is the last one, and that's the white fading back into a gray, fading into the black. So I don't know, I just thought, my hair is doing crazy things, sorry. I just thought that they faded pretty well into each other, and like I said, I'm just calling that like a little sampler shawl. I thought it looked nice together. You know, just a thing. But that took up 3 balls of my Sunset Nights, and I do really like working with this yarn. It's a little bit splitty, but me being a excuse me, dry throat, and I didn't bring water. Me being a Susan Bates girl, I think that the Susan Bates head, for me anyway, maybe it's just the way I crochet, but I feel like I don't catch yarn and split it as much as other hooks do for other people. So you may find Sunset Nights a little splitty, but to me it's really like, I hardly encountered any splitting. I can see where it splits, and like when I had like my loose ends it came unraveled into the like 4 strands. So I definitely obviously noticed it's a loose plied, but I didn't encounter very many problems with it, and it's really soft. It's like almost like silky when it's worked up. I really, really, really liked it. The second shawl that I made using it to use my cakes up, I had this pattern sitting around forever. It's a download from Ravelry. I believe it's a free download. I'll try to remember to link it, but this is Calypso. I will say, unless it has been errated, there is at least one error that I found in here. I know I marked it, and all it is I don't think that English is the author's first language, and I think she did a lot of like cut and paste kind of things for the repetitive parts. And I think she just extra cut and paste one of the sections, like she extra cut and pasted an extra set of rows somewhere in here and can't find it right now. But just if you decide to check this pattern out, be aware of that, unless, like I said, if it's been amended, if it's been errated, whatever, then that wouldn't be a problem. It's in row 6 of the first part, because it's the shawl is separated into like 3 sections, and in row 6 there's 2 lines that repeat that I don't think are supposed to repeat. I omitted those, and I didn't come across any problems, and when I was working them, it didn't make any sense, so I would say take them out. Just my opinion. But yeah, it's, when I thought there was going to be more issues, I wasn't sure I would like it, but now that I have finished it, and I used 2 cakes that I thought went together of the Sunset Night, I really, really like it. Oh, look, you can see the sequin sparkle so well against the dark color. I really like it. I think they actually did a really good job with the design. But yeah, it's separated into 3 sections, like I said, and you can just repeat, like there's a beginning section, or I guess, and then 2 of the sections you can repeat for as long as you want, it says, to make it as big as you want. But I made this with Victoria, my friend Victoria, in mind, since she's always helping me out with my yarn obsessions and with ideas for this channel. Actually, Victoria is quite the helper in the yarny, I would say in the yarny community, but she doesn't have like YouTube where she like does stuff with YouTube. So like for me, she's quite a help for me. So I thought I would gift her with this one, and this is already a Victoria sized shawl because she's quite small, lucky lady. So, oh, I love that. Now I want to make something sparkly, like again for me. How pretty is that? I do have, you know, I said I wanted to use up my yarn, and I do have the Hobby Lobby, the Dazzling yarn with some sparkle in it. It's not sequins, but I have several colors of that. Can you kind of see the wheels turning in my head trying to figure out? Also, I had thought, like, this, if you look past all the sequin prettiness, I really am digging this shawl, especially seeing it like out on camera instead of just looking at it from my lap point of view. But like, I sort of feel like if you ignore what colors are already here and you picture this in more of like a vintage color palette, like maybe like avocado and gold and orange, or like cream and brown and orange, or something similar like that, I think this would look really, really retro-y, like the design itself. I don't know if I'm just seeing retro where I want to see retro, or if you guys agree with me, but I really do think it would. And like, I might try that too, because I'm kind of digging this now. Like, I am really digging this, and I totally see me making more of these in the future, which I really didn't think I would say at the beginning of that shawl experience, but I do like it. So I'll try to remember to link it, but like I said, just in case, it is on Ravelry, and I'm 95% sure that it's a free pattern. So you guys should definitely check it out. Do recommend. And then the last finished object that I have is the Silent Night cowl that I finished in the tutorial that I made, which I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed that I ended up making an error and misquoting a front post and back post, like mixing the two up. If you have seen the video, you'll know that I pulled the original video so that I could edit over my stupid butt saying front post when it was really back post. But if you bought the pattern off Etsy, and again, thank you to everybody who's purchased the pattern. I hope that I sent the new PDF to everybody that bought it. If you have bought it and not received it in your Etsy email, like in the email that you signed up on Etsy and bought it with, please contact my Etsy account with that email, like from the account that you bought it from, and I'll make sure that you get it, because Etsy is, from anything that I can find, and if anybody knows different and can correct me or point me to some place that shows me, then please do. But to the best of my knowledge, Etsy does not let you send improvements, send changes, send erratas for your patterns. Like once they're up and selling, that's it. There is no update for them. So what I did was I pulled the list and made like an email list of everybody that bought the pattern so far. I pulled the original pattern. The pattern that is in my Etsy store right now is the correct pattern. But if you have previously bought it, you should have in your same email as your Etsy account, you should have a PDF from me that is the new one. Like I said, if you don't, feel free to message me from that account in my Etsy store and I will fix that for you, because I even ended up sending it. I know Amy had messaged me and said, I never bought the pattern and you still sent it to me. Did you realize that? And I don't know how her email ended up in there, but maybe if she bought one of my other patterns, maybe I accidentally grabbed her email from that. I'm not really sure, but it wasn't a huge list of people. Like it wasn't like you know, if some world-class designer had put a pattern up and they would have a million people to send it to. Not that many people bought it, so it wasn't that big of a list. So if I sent it to you by accident, enjoy the free gift. And if not, then definitely let me know, because I feel awful. Like I hate making mistakes to begin with, and the mistake was mine in the original pattern I sent out. So my testers didn't know the difference. Like they didn't know that what I intended it to be was a back post double crochet. So when it said front post, they made a front post. It looks fine. It's just not the way that I intended. So it doesn't look like any of mine, because my back post is what makes this ridge right here. It's what puts more texture in it. And it's the way I really like vision my cowl. So I wanted to make sure the right version was out there, instead of just, oh, okay, well, people can front post if they want. I mean, if you really like the front post, you can continue to front post if you want, but I wanted to make sure that what I intended was what was received also. And boy, do I feel dumb. So sorry if anybody got inconvenienced from that. I know that several people at least have already made it. I hope you like it the way you made it, and that you're not upset with me for not catching it until now. But I won't make that mistake in the future. Like I said, it's no fault of my my testers, because it makes no difference to the testing pattern whether it said front or back post double crochet, because it worked out mathematically. It would have looked right for all they knew, but it's just not right. So I had to fix it the best that I could. So sorry guys, very embarrassed over here on this end of the camera. So that was my last finish object, along with part of the life chit chat that I had plan to talk about. Yeah. Other than that, I've been working. I've been obsessively watching my true crime stuff on YouTube when I'm not watching yarny people. I think the FedEx package that I got the text from, actually, I haven't ordered yarn. I don't have yarn coming as of this moment. I'm trying hard to stick to my thing, at least out the gate, to not buy a lot more. But I think the FedEx thing that I got was I ordered some DVDs for the Movie and Stitch collab. I realized that the next movie that I'm supposed to have, I don't have. And like, I can borrow it. I can borrow it from my sister and her fiance, but I'd like to have it for me anyway because I thought we had it, which is The Exorcist. If you have been following along, you would know, I suppose, that already. But yeah, so I bought that. I bought some horror movies that I super loved, like from when I was a kid. So I'm assuming those won't disappoint and they'll be as awesome as I remember them. We'll see. I hope. Here's hoping, right? So the dilemma that I asked you guys about with my band, I was supposed to see them the beginning of April, like April 2nd. And that's not a dilemma anymore because I was wrestling around about it and I was like, you know, I want to see them bad enough that I will stick my mask on and I will go out and I will see how they're doing things. Like even if the bar or venue makes us stand in 6-foot boxes like I was originally thinking, that would be fine. I'm spoiled and used to being there super early and hanging out with the band and ending up in the front row, but even if they assign areas of 6 foot or whatever and I don't end up there, I was willing to do that even though I'm spoiled and don't want to. Just because I wanted to get out and see them and support them, and I thought I was gonna do it, and then I kept having like, oh, but maybe I shouldn't, like maybe I should skip this show, which I haven't in the like 8 years that we've been friends and that I've known that they've been out touring. I haven't skipped a tour. I haven't skipped a show that was like drivable, basically, whether they've given me tickets or not. So I just really wanted to support them, but I was starting to have my doubts. And then they made the decision for me. The shows have been canceled until September right now. They've been rescheduled in September. They always play a place in Flint, Michigan, which is about, I think it's about a 3-hour drive from here. I've seen them there 3 or 4 times. But almost every tour they do this place called the Machine Shop, and they were supposed to be there in May, like the beginning of May. And the Machine Shop is one of the shows that has not been rescheduled. Or maybe that was one in April, and Grand Rapids was the one near me in May. Either way, coming up soon. And that one has not been rescheduled for September, so I don't know if it got canceled and they're not gonna be able to make it there, which would kind of suck because it's like their thing, like they love going there. Or if they're gonna try to do a few of the early shows, and if they, I guess I'll just have to ask them. I'll have to ask them soon too. But anyway, that decision got made for me for the most part, unless they end up at the Machine Shop in a month or so. But that'll give me more time to save up, because like one of the tours David and I drove, we decided to surprise them because actually 3 different bands that all had friends of mine in them were playing together. Fozzy was headlining because they're the bigger band, but my friends in Like Machines and my friends in Stone Broken were all touring together, and with another band too. I don't have friends in that band, but they're a good band too, Adelita's Way. I would highly suggest looking up all these bands, by the way, if you like rock music. But we drove from Michigan down to North Carolina, And I didn't tell any of them so that we could go surprise them. And it worked. Like, we totally surprised them. We got there before they did. Like, we got there and I got my makeup on because I usually do wear makeup. I was going to wear makeup for you guys today because I literally just got some in. And then one thing just went to another and I didn't. I want to start though. I didn't wear makeup for a really long time because I was just like, after my operation, I started feeling just bad, and yeah. And now I'm trying to like take care of myself better, including I haven't wanted to do this, partially because I just don't want to do it. And partially because I don't really want to be near a doctor's office if I can prevent it during any of this COVID stuff. But I did finally make what I was supposed to do was in January of last year is when I had my surgery, my last surgery. And I was supposed to a year later have a checkup, which would have been this January. And I just didn't want to for multiple reasons. One of the reasons too, though, is because I don't know, like my doctor and I have talked different times. Just, it's one of the things that regardless almost of your weight, like you don't have to be as heavy as I am, or you could be heavier than I am, and the doctor's still gonna, you know, bring up your diet and your healthy weight and all this kind of stuff. A lot of doctors do it. I don't know that everyone does, but a lot of them do it for good reason. I understand. Like, I'm not upset. I'm just saying that we've had the conversations. And when I was losing weight, I felt great talking about it. And then after my surgery, I started gaining weight, and gained a lot of weight, more than I was comfortable gaining back just for that surgery. And because I used to be much bigger than I am now, and I had been pretty proud of the fact that I'd lost so much weight. And it's funny, like, seeing it come back had, I don't know, at the beginning it was almost a reverse effect. Like, I was dreadful of it and unhappy about it, but yet it almost made me like depressed and didn't do anything about it because of that. So it got worse. And I just kept noticing how bad it was getting. And finally, I mean, about a month ago, finally I did just say, that's enough. Like, knock this off right now. And when you have your checkup, talk to your doctor again. Just shut up and do it. So I did finally make my appointment. So here's hoping that all goes well at the appointment. That's in like 2 weeks. The appointment's not so much about the weight loss. I'm just talking and babbling about that because I know it's going to come up. But the appointment is about the checkup, because I still have to have the girly checkup to make sure that the cancer's gone, even though most of the girly bits are not there. So wish me luck on that one. Other than that, I don't think I have a whole lot. Like, that's pretty much my life updates. Anything upcoming, I'm pretty sure when I get this down and edited and started uploading, I am most likely going to start another Calypso shawl. I should be doing other things. I really need to do some more squares for my Flora Afghan, for sure. And it's not that I've lost the will to do it, but I just have like this new obsession with working through stuff and doing shawls. I'm also like staring at my shawl in a ball, wondering how that would look in the Calypso. What do you guys think? Do you think something like shawl in a ball would look good with the Calypso shawl? Because I'm kind of thinking it might now that I'm staring at it. And I definitely have enough of this to go through. I really like this color too. This is Cleansing Quartz. See, and I was looking for some glitter. This has got some glitter in it, and these colors, to me, are gorgeous. So maybe I'll start it with that. I don't know. Decisions. I do also need to start my other 2 squares that I'm behind on for the emoji blanket, the Filet Crochet 2021 by Majesty and Mayhem. I'm behind 2 squares now, and in another week I think I'll be down 3 squares, or I'll be behind 3 squares. I mean, you can always catch up, and it's a year-long thing, so yeah, I'll catch up. I'm not gonna let that one slip like I did last year. Alright, I am going to quit my babbling, and I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna start another shawl. And I will catch you guys in the next one. But I hope you guys are being safe, and I hope you guys are having a really great weekend. I'm assuming this is going to pop up on Sunday, so hopefully you've had a really great weekend, and maybe Monday I can go shopping with David and we can go shopping somewhere. Maybe. That would be fun. We haven't done it in a while besides Myers, so. Alright, I will talk to you later. I love you guys. Bye, guys.